Women after 40 will tell you they finally know what they want. They'll say they're done with games, done with drama, done with chaos. But that's not the truth. The truth is darker, quieter, and far less flattering. What women after 40 are really chasing isn't love. It isn't partnership. It isn't romance. It's regulation. Before we go deeper, hit subscribe and like the video. This is Depth Realm, where we expose the shadows so you can see the truth. By 40, a woman has lived enough life to understand loss. Loss of time. Loss of attention. Loss of leverage. Loss of illusion. In her 20s, desire came to her. In her 30s, she negotiated for it. After 40, she hunts for something else entirely. Not excitement. Not butterflies. Not intensity. Control. Not dominance in the loud sense. But emotional safety through predictability. Certainty through attachment. Stability through access to a man's presence, resources, attention, or emotional availability. Because by 40, the game has changed. The market doesn't lie even when people do. And the dating market is ruthless. After 40, a woman is no longer valued for potential. She's evaluated on outcomes. Her emotional history, her relationship baggage, her fertility window, her past decisions. Men don't ask, who could she become? They ask, what am I inheriting? And that shift triggers a quiet panic most women never admit. So they rebrand desire as clarity, urgency as standards, fear as self-respect. But underneath the language is the same drive. Avoid being alone. Avoid being invisible. Avoid becoming irrelevant. What women after 40 really want is not a man who excites them, but a man who stabilizes the parts of life that now feel out of control. Their aging body, their fading social leverage, their shrinking romantic options, their growing awareness of mortality. This isn't cruelty. It's biology colliding with reality. When youth fades, anxiety rises. When options narrow, attachment intensifies. A woman after 40 isn't chasing love. She's chasing reassurance that she still matters, that she's still chosen, that she's still desired, that she didn't miss her last meaningful chance. And that urgency leaks into everything. She wants commitment faster, validation quicker, certainty sooner. What she calls knowing what she wants is often the refusal to tolerate uncertainty. Because uncertainty is a luxury of youth. By 40, uncertainty feels like danger. This is why men feel the shift immediately. A younger woman is curious. An older woman is cautious. A younger woman explores. An older woman evaluates. A younger woman wants chemistry. An older woman wants outcome. And men sense it. They feel the invisible pressure. The subtle expectation that they're being assessed not for connection but for utility. Can he commit? Can he provide stability? Can he be consistent? Can he make her feel safe enough to rest? Romance becomes transactional without anyone saying it out loud. And that's where the disconnect begins. Because men don't fall in love under pressure. They don't bond when they feel auditioned. They don't open when they sense obligation looming. Men fall in love when they feel chosen freely, not recruited strategically. But a woman after 40 doesn't have the emotional bandwidth to wait. She's not cruel. She's not manipulative. She's responding to time scarcity. The clock doesn't tick loudly. It screams silently. Every birthday reinforces the truth society never says out loud. Men age into value. Women age out of leverage. And no amount of empowerment slogans change market dynamics. So what happens? Women after 40 recalibrate desire. They stop chasing spark and start chasing stability disguised as maturity. They stop prioritizing passion and start prioritizing emotional availability. They stop asking, do I want him? And start asking, can I build with him? But here's the contradiction. Desire doesn't respond to logic. You can't negotiate attraction. You can't spreadsheet chemistry. You can't strategize longing. And when desire fades, resentment grows. So many relationships formed after 40 feel peaceful but dead, secure but hollow, stable but passionless. And women feel it. They just don't say it. They wonder why intimacy feels mechanical, why excitement never returns, why something still feels missing. Because what they chose wasn't desire. It was fear management. And fear cannot replace attraction. This is why women after 40 often oscillate between extremes. They date the safe man and feel bored. Then they crave the unavailable man and feel alive again. Not because they love chaos, but because chaos still activates desire. Safety soothes the nervous system, but it doesn't ignite the body. And women are torn between the two. They want peace without losing polarity. But polarity requires tension. And tension requires risk. And risk after 40 feels expensive. Emotionally, socially, biologically. So they compromise. And compromise slowly suffocates desire. Now let's talk about the part no one wants to say out loud. Women after 40 are not just chasing men. They're chasing time reversal. Youth. Relevance. Erotic power. This is why age gap desire explodes at this stage. A younger man reflects vitality, energy, possibility, not because he's better, but because he mirrors what she feels she's losing. His attention feels like proof she's still wanted. His desire feels like proof she's still feminine. It's not lust. It's existential reassurance. And when that fades, the panic returns. This is also why many women after 40 develop stricter emotional boundaries, but deeper emotional needs. They appear independent, but internally crave regulation. They say they don't need a man, but desperately want consistency, presence, reassurance, and stability. Independence becomes armor, not freedom, because needing someone feels dangerous when abandonment feels permanent. The older a woman gets, the less recoverable emotional loss feels. Heartbreak at 20 heals quickly. Heartbreak at 40 feels terminal. So she protects herself. But protection comes at a cost. You cannot receive deeply while staying guarded. You cannot feel passion while managing outcomes. You cannot fall while calculating risk. And that's the paradox. What women after 40 want most, connection, is blocked by the very defenses built to protect them from pain. Men sense this immediately. They feel the emotional weight, the expectations, the unspoken urgency. And many pull away not out of cruelty but self-preservation. Because being someone's last chance is a heavy role to carry. And no one wants to be chosen out of fear. So here's the truth beneath all the layers. Women after 40 aren't chasing men. They're chasing relief. Relief from uncertainty. Relief from invisibility. Relief from aging anxiety. Relief from loneliness. Relief from the quiet realization that life didn't unfold the way they imagined. And that realization is painful. Not because they failed, but because time doesn't negotiate. It only moves forward. The tragedy isn't that women after 40 want stability. That's human. The tragedy is that society lied to them about timing. Told them desire was infinite. Options were permanent. And love could wait. Reality disagreed. And now many are left trying to reconcile emotional hunger with biological limits and market realities. Some do it gracefully. Others desperately. But the ones who find peace understand one thing. You cannot chase love from fear and expect fulfillment. Desire responds to authenticity, not urgency. Connection grows from presence, not pressure. And the moment a woman stops chasing validation and starts cultivating alignment, everything shifts. Not because men change, but because desperation disappears. That's the part no one wants to admit. Women after 40 don't need more strategy. They need more truth. Truth about desire. Truth about time. Truth about fear. And once that truth is faced, they stop chasing outcomes and start choosing clarity. See the pattern. Protect your energy. This is depth realm.